You're sitting in traffic, nobody's watching, and your finger is already halfway to your nose before you've even decided to do it. 10 seconds later, you feel that tiny click of satisfaction, like you just solved a problem nobody else knew existed. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a small voice says, "Why does this feel so good?" You've probably done this in the shower, in your car, standing in front of the mirror, pretending to check your teeth. Nobody teaches you this habit. It just shows up somewhere around childhood and quietly refuses to leave, no matter how many times you've told yourself you're too old for it. Here's the thing nobody tells you. That tiny hit of satisfaction isn't random. Your nose is lined with nerve endings meant to detect irritation, dust, tiny hairs, anything that shouldn't be there. When you finally clear one out, your brain treats it almost like finishing an itch you've been ignoring all day. That specific kind of relief, the itch-scratch loop, is one of the most satisfying feedback loops your body has, right up there with popping a knuckle or peeling dried glue off your palm. It's not really about the nose, it's about resolution. Your brain loves closing an open loop, and a piece of dried mucus sitting there, just slightly out of reach, is basically an open loop begging to be closed. Think about the last time you cracked your knuckles for no reason, or picked at a hangnail you didn't even notice was bothering you until your fingers found it. Same circuit, small irritation, small fix, small reward. Nose picking just happens to be the most available, most private version of that loop, which is exactly why it sneaks in during the moments you're not paying attention to yourself. Red lights, boring meetings, the 3 seconds between finishing an email and opening the next tab. There's also the boredom angle, and this one's sneakier than people think. Ever notice you never pick your nose when you're genuinely absorbed in something? You don't do it mid-conversation with someone you're actually into, or in the middle of a movie you're locked into. It shows up specifically in the gaps, the idle moments where your hands have nothing to do and your brain is quietly bored enough to go looking for a job. That's the real trigger. Not gross, not weird, just boredom wearing a very specific disguise. Now here's where it gets a little more complicated and slightly less flattering. That tiny satisfaction you feel isn't free. Every time you pick, you're running a finger, usually not the cleanest one, across delicate tissue that's basically your body's air filter. Do it enough, and that filter starts to break down a little. That's why frequent pickers deal with more nosebleeds, more irritation, sometimes worse. Your brain doesn't care about any of that in the moment, though. It's chasing the click of relief, not the long-term cost. And here's the part that might actually surprise you. This habit doesn't really disappear with age. It just goes underground. Kids do it in public without a second thought. Adults do the exact same thing, just faster, sneakier, and usually with a quick glance around first to make sure nobody's watching. The behavior barely changes. Only the privacy requirements go up. So the next time you catch yourself mid-pick at a red light, you're not disgusting, and you're definitely not alone. You're just running one of the oldest, simplest reward loops your body has. The same one behind cracking your knuckles or picking at a scab you know you should leave alone. Small irritation. Small fix. Small hit of relief that your brain logs as a tiny win. It's not really about the nose at all. It's about that quiet itch for resolution, showing up in the one place you can always reach without anyone noticing,